Tjena, The Element här. Ska spela lite Vampyr. Jag har precis laddat upp. Låt se att det fungerar här. Ja, det verkar fungera. Så vad ser hur det ser ut. Jag ändrar upplösning till 720 men jag streamar i 1080. Det ser okej ut ändå tycker jag. Det blir nog bra. Ska se om det fungerar bättre. Eller det liksom laggar inte. Men jag märkte att den saktar ner ibland. Jag vet inte vad det var för fel men... Visserligen kör jag allting på högsta detalj så det kan ju vara det också. Jag märker att det... Där har han varit och plockat. Det kan ju vara att den ska ladda upp. Hade jag pratat... Jag tror att han har pratat med om där. Jag ska prata med henne här nere, ja.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even...
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you...
Vi ska se om det blir någon skillnad. Jag menar liksom... Jag streamar den med 1080p så jag kan lika bra ändra den här och se vad som händer. Där.
in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Gör så här då. Det kan ju ha varit att... Ja, vi kan köra på den där förresten. Shutter-testen. Jaha, ja, vi kan köra på low förresten. What do you think about the locals?
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Jag är hitåt jag ska.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Ja, just det, ja. Man ska... Kan man göra det här, eller? Ah. Jag ska ändra den här också då. Jag tror det är liksom det här som gör så att det... Men nu stänger den här nu. Sen är det så här.
Has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match.
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Men vad fan nu då? Jag kör reset. Ja, den där var på 90.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were...
Spar det aldrig där nu eller? Ja, det sparades.
too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Det verkar fungera bättre när jag sänkte på den där post progression. Var det inte en till här någonstans?
Stupid beast! Kill it all you deserve!
Men vad fan händer nu då? Jag kollar på kartan här bara. Det är båda grejerna. Men vi kan springa ner här. Men nu har jag sprungit helt fel igen.
Money.
Kunde man... Den kan inte ha en speciellt att säga.
It's locked. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Okej. Jag ska hitta den där journalisten. Jag ser ner här. Keep out. Varför kan du inte hoppa över för? Bara för att det står keep out behöver det inte betyda att du behöver keep out. Quarantine. Quarantine.
It's locked, all right.
Liksom, var är jag nu någonstans? Jag är där uppe. Jag ska ditåt fortfarande. Alltså det gör ju ingenting att jag går runt och undersöker lite så här. Då får jag lite mer experience. Det har man ju aldrig dött av. Experience. Om det var så att... om det var så i... Att man tillverkade ett spel och... Så här, man tillverkade ett rollspel. Och fick man för mycket experience så dog karaktären. Det var någonting hitåt. Nu är jag i närheten ju, så om jag... Nej. Jag ska hitåt. Kan jag springa förbi där kanske? Och sen ner där, då ska jag säkert... Där nu så ser jag. Eller inte här, nej. Är det här jag ska träffa... den där journalisten. Men du är ingen journalist. Vad är det här för någonting?
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
All right. I shall leave you alone.
Okej, det ska vara ditåt då. Där är ju inte han. Men det är ju han, jag kan prata med han också.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Ah.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
I don't like...
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Har jag behövt fått 495 experience?
The home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Okej, jag letar ännu efter han... jag tänkte säga brevbäraren, men... vad ska jag upp här och göra? Nej, men jag letar efter han, den där journalisten. Ingenting här. Ibland ser det ut som att det finns rum man ska kunna gå in i, men... nej. Nej.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
A small flower bioquest with a volume medical ketchup hidden between the flowers.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. God walks me. Die, vermin! Stay on here, step back!
Oh my god. Fan vad svårt det var. Vet du, köpa någon sån här... Just det, jag har kört på en medium, ja. Eller en där normal. Det kan vara därför det har blivit så svårt. Jag vet inte om den gör någon quicksave. Men det känns som att vi borde göra en quicksave. Så vi springer förbi dem där istället. Vi springer ner hitåt.
He's mine! I'll take it! Get a taste of this! Aye. It ain't human! Kill it! Let's see how he likes a bit.
Okej, nu är jag där nere. Jag ska ännu upp dit. Jag förstår inte vad jag gör där nere.
This is no place for a gentleman. Are you deaf?
It's locked.
It's one of them!
Okej, nu är jag där nere. Hur fan springer jag? Så vad är jag nu någonstans på? Vänta, jag kan ta han där också. Okej, om jag... Nu springer jag fel, då ska jag hit. Du ska upp här då. Men jag kommer inte igenom där. Varför kommer jag inte igenom där för?
I cannot enter.
Men om jag springer hitåt. Jag vill springa hitåt.
It ain't human! Kill it! Easy does it, boys.
Ja, den är in här då. Är det inte här någonstans han ska stå? Ja, vi springer ner här först. Okej, han ska stå här uppe tror jag. Är det han där eller?
You are blinded by your false faith.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Så jag var bara tvungen att hämta en energi.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Okej, det är han den där då, prästen.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Eller präst, han är typ någon poet han och han är en poet. Va? Ja, det var du. Det var bara en... jag vet inte, kan jag plocka upp den där eller? Kan man inte kunna gå in här någonstans? Locked.
It's locked.
Ja, Hur kunde jag veta det? Hur kunde jag vara så listig och veta att det var låst där? My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry. You have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when my children are still living in a country consumed by war, but there is also a war going on here in England, a war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I orkar inte läsa. Don't be sad. Dump country. Okay.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith.
Eller bakom kyrkan, jag vet inte, jag ska springa bakom kyrkan. Där var det upplåst. Kommer inte ihåg om den... Ja, det är vampyrer här också. Quarantine influenza. Keep out of this area by order of board of health officer. Inga flera vampyr-zombies. Bara springa lite hit och kolla först. Om det är något kul här. Ah.
Oh, Camellia, silent flower, white child, angel made of flesh, I tell you. Morbidity can breathe its own beauty.
Jag öppnar den här i dörren nu eller?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though
Ute i regnet.
always preferable if you ask me.
Låter lite jobbigt att stå där ute i regnet. Not afraid of the epidemic.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Okay.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to leave.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye, then.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality.
Ja, där var det. Knack, knack, knack.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Jag kommer ihåg att förra gången jag spelade den här delen av spelet så kunde jag inte rädda livet på den där personen. Och jag trodde att jag kunde göra en spaning här, men det kunde jag inte göra, nej. Så jag ska försöka memorera hur jag valde att rädda hans liv förra gången. Och sen göra tvärt emot den här gången och se vad som händer. Jag ser först att det inte är någon mera. Kan jag öppna den här eller? Jag vet ju att det kommer att komma en massa vampyrjägare sen. Jag kan lika bra låsa upp alla de här dörrarna först när jag gör någonting.
Can you hear my voice?
My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat to take Anton and me back to Browse of England was not for us. Så, nu verkar jag ha tagit allting så här. Då får vi gå upp igen. Dör personen, ska jag inte göra någonting åt det.
I need help. He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
Här kommer
The
det
drain
dö
must have
ändå.
punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test...
Rasvan blood sample. A blood sample gathered on Rasvan's corpse.
My bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Inte lost. Hur fan kan jag liksom tappa en ledtråd när jag redan har pratat med det kan jag inte ha pratat med om den. Nej. Jag har rensat hennes minne. Ja. Och vad är det för fel på din vad är det för fel på din tyglapp? Vad är det här?
I cannot enter.
Vad har vi där? Pengar. Älskar pengar.
This one's mine! Die, vermin! He's done for!
Men jag kan inte se någonting.
Christ, he's dead!
Varför knackar du på
Hello,
dörren
Mr.
för?
Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here
Kommer
to
snart.
keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Så, nu är jag tillbaka.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Bara kolla en grej till här inne. Den där är. Nej. Jag kollar bara på typ. Jag vet inte om det syns på streamen, men det ser ut som att det syns på streamen, men när man ser på hans skägg eller man ser på hans hår så ser det väldigt pixligt ut. Ja, nu ser det i alla fall bättre ut. Vi kör så.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the...
Well, den är...
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Vad är det där för någonting? Eller bara ner dit, jag ska se vart det ska. Jag ska tillbaka dit så... Så jag kan springa där. Ska jag upp här?
One way or another. Please, Joe. How long have we known each other?
Nu vi kan fortsätta. Fortsätta hitåt då. Nu ska jag prata med henne här igen.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Det var inte hon jag ska prata med. Jag ska prata med hon Camille är. Men jag ska försöka komma tillbaka till... Han är låst.
Something going on in this district. I don't know what.
Här var hon.
Hello again, miss. I know you understand what I'm saying. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. Camellia, I know you were. Tell me... Very well. Hello again, miss.
Oh, men nej.
Very well. Goodbye then.
Ja, vi kan springa här och så springer vi hitåt. Tror jag. Ja, precis.
This is not a place for you, sir. Leave the boy! Die, vermin!
Det är bra att man kan se något innan man spelar där. Och sen fortsätter vi upp här. Nej, vänta. Jo. Varför? Vad är det som... Okej, vi fortsätter rakt fram.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Let him burn it! Burn it, boy! Die, vermin!
Okej, jag drar därifrån. Fuck. Åh! Men kan du få lite jävla stamina så du kan göra någonting eller? Ja, var den sista än då? Är det han eller? Helvete. Liksom den där jävla kameran alltså. Det är fan det sämsta som finns alltså.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Jag kan nog gå ut härifrån om jag vill, men jag vill inte gå ut härifrån för jag vill döda dem. Jag hade dödat dem så jävla bra.
Crush the bleach, boys!
Undrar om jag kan... Eller om det går att göra det. Så får jag se. 65. 99. Kör en dice eller... Där har man den där eller. Vänta, ta en dice istället då. Så. Ja, jag klarade det. Fanns ingenting att plocka upp här. Det var tråkigt. Tråkigt. Jag plockar upp så här gammalt skit ifrån soptunnorna. Vad är här inne? Pengar. Okej, det verkar inte finnas någonting intressant här inne. Nej, skit i det stället då. Vi ser vart vi ska någonstans. Vi ska ditåt säkert. Ja, precis. Och där har vi en soptunna till.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter. His cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Mm-hmm.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Så plockar vi lite skräp här.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Så spara. Ja, vi sparar först faktiskt. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Det kostar den. 600. Vi kör en sån. $1300. Nej, jag väntar med den då. You create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. 5 sekunder. Ah. You perform a supernatural move to your target and curse damage upon landing. Jag vill köpa en sån också. You lose control and let the beast take over from the short time. The beast teleports itself to all enemies around you and strikes them with fervent blows. 100. Nej, vänta. Vad kostar den? 1000. Ja, vi köper den då. Vi köper den. Det var 360 kvar. Jag har väl inte råd med någonting här. 1300, nej. Jag skulle vilja ha en där, men den kostar 1000, så ingen idé att jag tänker på den heller. Place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. Men place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. Varför vill jag sätta molnet under mina fötter när den gör en typ stor attack eller stor skada? Vampyr. Liksom, jag är level... Jag ser vilken level jag är i. Disappearance in Whitechapel. Eller nu hon försvinner. Hon... se om det står vad hon heter här. Vi får se vad som händer. Men är det inte typ hon... borde vara här någonstans. Det där är väl inte Whitechapel? Det där borde vara Whitechapel. Är inte hon... Nej. Jag kan inte prata med henne, så jag kan inte... Jag kan inte prata med henne, så jag kan inte vet vem hon är än.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Vänta, gå in där igen. Det är ingenting man kan... Först ska jag bara gå ner och prata med henne, så jag har gjort klart det. Innan jag pratar med hans Swansea. Jag kommer inte ihåg var hon ska vara någonstans, men är det inte tvärs över här? Nej, inte in ner där. Tvärs in... Inte in där. Tvärs ner här.
They have disgust on every street corner.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Men då måste jag ha pratat med henne. Då borde hon ju vara med här. Men jag kan inte se henne någonstans här. Ja, jag kommer tillbaka alldeles strax. Son är tillbaka. Som hon
Good
har
evening, Miss Howcroft.
intressant att
How are
säga.
you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily
Swansea, jag ska få prata med Swansea. Swansea, det är in här va? Dr. Swansea. Jag snoka lite först som den jag kan ta. Pembroke Hospital. Dear Dr. Swansea, I will get glad to manage temporary morgue as soon as it's open. As I have already told you, I was doctor during the war and I will be glad to serve my country again. Ja, det är han. Jag ska prata med Swansea om den där med morg-grejen.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Vi får gå på begravning imorgon istället. Så jag tänker avsluta här nu. Så ses vi i nästa video. Tack för att ni tittade. Var bra. Hej då.